Hey, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that when God does something big, He doesn't rush it, but when He shows up, He really shows up? Well, that's exactly what happens in the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These three young men, along with their friend Daniel, were living in Babylon. Now, Babylon was a place where you either went with the crowd or you died. Well, King Nebuchadnezzar built a huge golden statue and gave the simple command: when the music plays, you bow or you burn. Now, to be fair, the king made it very clear. No fine print, no hidden clauses, just worship the statue or be escorted to a fiery furnace. Well, everyone bowed, well, almost everyone, but Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stood there like three fence posts in a field of kneeling people, I might add. Nebuchadnezzar called them in and said, "I'm going to give you one more chance." Now, this is where their faith really shines. They didn't argue, they didn't negotiate, they didn't say, "Let's pray about it." They simply said, "Our God is able to deliver us, but even if He doesn't, we will not bow." Now that's real faith. Well, the king was furious. The furnace was heated 7 times hotter than normal. In fact, it was so hot the soldiers who threw them in didn't make it back out. Now here's where the story takes a turn. Nebuchadnezzar looks into the furnace, and suddenly his anger turns into confusion. He says, "Didn't we throw 3 men in the fire?" They answered, "Yes, O king." "Then why do I see 4 men walking around unharmed?" And then he says something very remarkable. "And the 4th man looks like a son of God." Now let's pause right there. And in biblical numerology, the number 4 represents creation, the world that God made. And here stands the 4th man, walking calmly in the fire. The one who created the universe, the one who spoke light into darkness, the one who created fire itself, standing in the middle of it like it was no more dangerous than a Boy Scout campfire on a cool evening. Well, church tradition and many believers, including myself, recognize that 4th man as Jesus Christ, appearing long before Bethlehem. Well, the fire burned, but not one hair was singed. There were no burns, no smoky smell. The only thing that burned were the ropes that kept those boys bound. And that's worth noticing, because sometimes the fire doesn't destroy us. It just frees us. Well, Nebuchadnezzar called them out, and he told the people that no one was to speak against their God. Now here's a pagan king standing in awe because of 3 faithful men refusing to bow, and the Son of God stepped into the fire with him. Well, there's a lesson for us in this. You know, God doesn't always keep us out of the furnace, as you may already know. But He always steps into it with us. Faith doesn't mean the fire won't come. Faith means you won't face it alone. So, if you just happen to be in a furnace season right now, maybe heated 7 times hotter than you expected, remember this: the fire has limits, but the 4th man doesn't. The world counts people as numbers. God counts them as His own. And even when you feel just like one more face in the crowd, in God's eyes, you are number 1. And you are worth stepping into the fire for. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for listening. God bless you. Bye-bye.